I guess when I'm like reviewing my tests, like what I've been doing is going like through every single question, like even the ones I like got right and just like making sure that I like um but I guess like when there's ones that I like there's some that even after like reviewing them, like I think in particular a section for me is like for those logical reasoning, where it's like an assumption and one of the answers is like as sufficient and the other one's an assumption. And I a lot of times like go back and forth between like trying to wrap my mind exactly around like why one is sufficient and why one is just like a necessary, and like those I think are also kind of a struggle section for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
for sure. They're very sneaky. They're very sneaky at putting tempting wrong answers that are the right answer to the wrong question.
mhm.
So a lot of times for a necessary assumption question STEM, they will put a sufficient assumption answer choice because it contains the same phrases and it fits the argument very closely. But
Yeah,
it's stronger than what you need or what is required for the argument to work. So it's
right.
all about perspective. Necessary assumptions, you're looking for something that the argument requires, but is more moderate than the argument. Sufficient assumption, you're looking for something that guarantees the argument. And so for that reason, it could actually be stronger or more broad than the argument itself.
Yeah. Okay, so like looking out for yeah, because like even I think when yeah, there was one that I was doing like reviewing, and I was like looking at both of them, like even when I like knew what the right answer was, it was still like kind of opaque to me, like because they both like seemed like they would guarantee it. So yeah, I guess just like a somewhat rule of thumb would be like if one is more broad, like it is probably the sufficient, and I want to go with a narrower one.
That's a good way to think about it. Here's what I would say. Necessary assumption questions are a very specific kind of must be true question. So
Mhm.
it's like an inference you can draw from the stimulus. And it might seem so moderate that it's not exciting and you might not want to pick it for that reason, but that's exactly what you need to pick. Sufficient assumption questions, you're looking for new information that, if true, would guarantee the argument
Yeah.
100%, leaving no ambiguity at all. So, in general, yes, for necessary assumptions, gravitate towards more moderate language. For sufficient assumptions, extreme is okay. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.